hey there. Uh, since the fan meeting we had in Berlin in April, I've had some people ask me about Anni and Jasmin. And so I thought, who better to ask them than Niki, the famous Greek teacher? Take it away, Niki.
Hello, people. My name is Niki, and I'm from Greece. And I'm here because I have some questions for Chris. So let's begin. My first question is, when did you start following the storyline of Anni and Jasmin?
Ooh, good question. I think that I first started following the storyline in February 2014.
My second question is, how did you learn about the storyline of Anni and Jasmin?
Let's see. I think it was about October 2013 that it was. So it was pretty much right after the pool episode had aired in Germany. And I think a German news article came out about, this pool episode that just had happened. And I remember reading the article and being like, oh my God, this new couple, I need to watch them and I need to find out everything about them. But I mean, the article was basically not saying that they were a couple yet. It was just like, oh, something might be developing. So I was like, I still need to watch it. They look amazing. I need to see it. And then I couldn't find it anywhere online. I searched and searched and searched and searched, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like, after, quite an in-depth research of trying to find it, I gave up. And then I kind of had forgotten a little bit about it. And then I think it was in February 2014, they had their first kiss, and I missed it, like I wasn't watching yet, but I think the German press had just sort of published about the kiss, and so I had tried to find it then, found some forums and started chatting on the forums, and then that's when I sort of came across how to watch it, and I started watching it. So it was probably the end of February, maybe even March 2014.
My third question is, do you like the current state of their relationship?
Do I like the current state of their relationship? I can't say that I like it, but I do think that it's necessary right now for them to be broken up. I know everyone was, there was a lot of people distraught when it happened, and everyone was, fleeing it like the Titanic and saying, I'm never watching this storyline ever again if they break up. And they broke up, and a lot of people that I know have stopped watching it. But what I say to you guys is keep the faith. I think that Anni and Jasmin will eventually get back together. But I think that they needed this sort of time to kind of grow and find themselves separately, I think, before they can get together, because otherwise they would just continually have problems if they got back together now. They need to just go separate ways, figure themselves out, and then I think maybe next year, I think they might get back together.
Question number 4. What would you like to see happening for them in the future?
Okay, I definitely want them to kind of go back to sort of March 2014 when they were just during the bet. There was like this fun, flirty, back and forth, arguing banter kind of thing between them. And they had the longing looks they had across the club and stuff like that. I want that back, and I want that in the future, as just before the lead up to when they get back together. I would love to have this like giant build up sexual tension just before they got back together. And then I actually want Anni to fight for Jasmin this time. I want to be seeing equal. What's the word? I want them to both be like putting in 100% into the relationship, and to be able to see that they both really truly want to be with each other. And I want to see Anni be the one running after Jasmin, and like even if it's physically running to stop her from doing something, I don't know. But it's a soap, so I want some sort of dramatic action to happen, and I want to see Anni fight.
Question number 5. Maybe this is a sad question, but it's okay. How would you like this storyline to end?
Ooh, is it a trick question? Because I don't want it to end. No, let's see. If it has to end, it all depends. Oh God, it all depends on whether Jasmin's leaving or Anni's leaving, or if they're leaving together. Ideally, ideally it would be Annie and Jasmin living together, obviously. And I guess, I mean, everyone's end game is always, oh, I wish they would get married. Um, yeah, it would be nice to see a wedding, I guess. But I mean, I think I would be happy with just the two of them leaving together.
Question number 6. How did you get with the idea of creating a website for Anni Jasmin?
How did I get the idea to create the website? Let's see. Well, I first got into the whole fandom on a forum where I used to sort of share my excitement, I guess, of the storyline with other people, and then it slowly kind of evolved into, I guess, sharing more and more of my opinion, and more people wanted to read more of it. And so I started, I guess, writing mini recaps in the forum, and they eventually became a lot longer. And then I thought, well, where else could I put these recaps that other people can read them? And so I thought, because in a forum it would just get lost over time. And so I thought, oh, I'll just create the Tumblr website. So that's where the Tumblr website came from.
Question number 7. What, in your opinion, is this thing that attracts so many fans to this storyline? Why do you think that people keep watching and watching and watching this storyline? And what is this thing that attracts you the most about this storyline?
Well, it's one of the most organic love storylines that I've seen evolve on TV, regardless of whether it's gay or straight or whatever. The way the writers have built up this relationship, and the length of time it's taken, it feels to me like the most realistically portrayed two people falling in love storyline. I think people are drawn to that because it feels like more like real life, and not like, you know, when you're watching some other show and, you know, two people go, oh, I like you, and then 2 seconds later they've hooked up. And it wasn't like that at all with Annie and Jasmin. And I think that the slow build up was one of the factors that got people involved. And it's like about a universal love, basically. And so I think that's what brings viewers in. What attracts me, I guess it's the same thing. It's the best love story that I've seen, and I've watched a lot of storylines. Um, when I started watching it, it was just like so unique and so real that it was like, wow. And the acting from both of the actresses was just, you know, and the chemistry, they have such great chemistry, is one of the definitely one of the main factors in attracting not only me but other people. Is you just look at them for 2 seconds, they could be like, you know, joking around on a couch, and you can just see their chemistry coming off of the couch. And I think that's definitely one of the main things.
Question number 8. Share with us your experience of the fan meeting.
Oh, the fan meeting. Look, it was definitely a life-changing event. It was. I went into it with a lot of sort of anxiety, and I was like, I mean, I've never done anything like that before, and so I was nervous, and I wasn't sure about the people coming, and I was unsure about everything. And I think a lot of the other people coming into it were a bit like, oh, what's going to happen? And then we all just kind of met each other in Berlin, and it was like we had been best friends forever. We became this little Annie and Jasmin family, and it was just awesome. There was like about 12 of us living in an apartment together, and that in itself was just so much fun. The actual fan meeting itself was amazing. It was really odd because I mean, I'd never met Annie and Jasmin. I'd never met Linda and Janina before, obviously, and so it was just odd to me that I just felt like I'd known them forever. Like it was just, I mean, it's not like, I'm not saying that in a fan way, like, oh, I've known them forever because I watched them on TV. No, it was more like I just felt instantly comfortable with them, and I wasn't like, so when they came out and I introduced them and they came out and they sat down, I maybe freaked out for like a minute, and then I was like, wow, okay, this is awesome and this is great, and everyone's here, we're all here, and everything was, it was just felt so natural. And I think that hopefully that came across for the audience that we were watching. But yeah, meeting them was great, and meeting everyone else that came from like 20 different countries was amazing. And yeah, I think we just, I mean, now, even now, we're all still really close with each other and talk pretty much every day. So I think that's pretty amazing in itself.
Question number 9. What did you like the most about the fan meeting, and what would you like to see happening in the next fan meeting that didn't happen in the previous one?
I think it was the fact that so many people came, even though they were freaking out or weren't sure about it. And some of them, I mean, some of them came not having left their home country in their lives. And I think that I was like, wow, that blew me away, because I'm like, to sort of give up your safety and kind of go somewhere where you're not quite sure what's going to happen, to take this risk and have it pay off, I think that was quite magical and awesome, for these people to take this step. And I think it was very brave of them. What would I like to see happen next year? That didn't happen this year. How about Linda and Janina come out and party with us? No, let's see. What would I like to see happen? Um, I would like to sort of, I think me personally, I would like to make more of an effort to kind of talk to more people and get to know more people, because I kind of didn't really have as much time and we were doing other things, and it kind of was like after the event I was like, oh, I should have talked to that person and I should have talked to that person. So yeah, hopefully next year when more people come, I would also like that, more people to come. When more people come, if we have one next year, it would be good to sort of talk to you all.
Question number 10. Finally, do you think that we will be able to have another fan meeting next year?
Oh, do I think we can have another fan meeting next year? Look, it all depends on interest, whether people are still interested in coming. I know at least a bunch of girls that are definitely still interested. So I think that basically, even if we don't have a fan meeting to the extent that we did, because again, it depends on whether Linda and Janina are, still in the show, or if they're even, around or interested in coming and doing a second fan meeting. I think even if they don't come, I think we would still have one, because a bunch of us girls have now become so close friend wise that I think we would just have one regardless, and just all meet in Berlin next year. So I think to some extent we will still probably have one. To what extent, not sure yet. We'll see. Thanks, Nikki, for asking me all those questions. If anyone else has any questions for me, feel free to send them to me, and I will answer them.